Hello and welcome back to Mexico News Network's Daily Report, broadcasting from El Dorado Royal Spa Resort by Carisma. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Google Plus for more information, and log on to our website www.mexiconewsnetwork.com. Let's continue with more news. And for some people, this slithering, slime-coated ajolotl is a creature one would not normally like to bump into, much less in the water. For these ancient Aztec rulers of what is today's Mexico cities, this creature was a divine being, the twin brother of Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent himself. Their slightly outlandish appearance aside, today ajolotls are a threatened species of an amphibian that can only be found in the waters of Xochimilco borough of Mexico City, a place that in present day holds what is left of an Aztec network of canals that connected different parts of the Valley of Mexico. It is considered now as a World Heritage Site by the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. Gifted with fascinating amphibian features, the ajolotl is able to reach adulthood without undergoing metamorphosis and has an outstanding ability to regeneration. Remarkably, this trait is not limited to their limbs. Vital organs such as the heart and parts of the brain can also be regrown. They also seem to live as perpetual adolescents. Ajolotls are interesting beyond the regeneration because they seem to cheat aging, said biologist Randall Voss, who leads the Salamander Genome Project at the University of Kentucky. Quoted in an article in Al Jazeera, he described how they retain juvenile features such as their skin and gills until they die. Scientists believe that learning about the ajolotl's RNA sequence could be the key, not only to saving human lives, but regenerating tissue, limbs, and spinal cord. It may also lead to the prevention of aging. Unfortunately, recently, there has been a dramatic decrease in this creature's population. The National Autonomous University of Mexico published a study regarding the species numbers, revealing alarming results. In 1998, the waters of Xochimilco held approximately 6,000 ajolotls per square kilometer. Only 10 years later, in 2008, the number of specimens found in the same habitat was reduced to only 100 per square kilometer. In 2014, there was in fact less than 1 per square kilometer. This appears to be the result of urbanization, water pollution, and the invasion of exotic fish like carp and tilapia, introduced in the early 80s with the intention of helping feed the local communities. Awareness is growing among the local fishermen who are playing a crucial role in this species' survival by restoring the area's flora and fauna, recovering trash from the canals, and cooperating with ecologists. Even though ajolotl numbers have been critically reduced to a few specimens, there's still hope for this ancient relative of the ancient Aztec gods. Maybe saving the Mexican salamander will allow science to develop a way to prolong human life, perhaps even indefinitely. And San Luis Potosí is an impressive state, rich in culture and magic. As a matter of fact, it constitutes part of the Tesoros Coloniales label, translated in English as Colonial Treasures of Mexico, which is a program launched by the Ministry of Tourism and also includes Aguascalientes, Durango, Guanajuato, Michoacán, Querétaro, and Zacatecas. These states are a living proof of the historical and cultural heritage in our nation. San Luis Potosí offers every visitor fascinating experience, starting with the beauty of its historical center, as well as two pueblos mágicos, magic towns called Xilitla and Real de Catorce. It is a place that also provides an extraordinary culinary journey called the Route of the Mezcal, along with the natural wonder, the Tamul Falls, located in the Huasteca Potosina. Furthermore, it is a place that has an excellent ground connectivity that unites fascinating stories, legends, and places nearby. This is what we'll be focusing on today, all those magical sites that surround San Luis Potosí and contribute to Mexico's colonial treasures. I'd like to take you on a journey over the surrounding places of San Luis Potosí and tell you the main spots you have to encounter with and explore. This so you have a brief idea and therefore plan ahead your trip so you can fully enjoy and admire every hidden corner of these incredible places. Starting with San Luis Potosí and then exploring the mysticism and charm of Durango, Aguascalientes, Zacatecas, Michoacán, Guanajuato, and Querétaro, brace yourself because you are for a fascinating journey. Sadly, there is a rather poor connection, so to speak. For the time being, we only have access through federal routes that connect one place to another. Nonetheless, Mexico's colonial treasures possess such tourist potential that in time we can expect new routes which will enhance the area's cultural richness, highlighting several attributes from gastronomy, handicrafts, traditions, pop culture, and more. Having said this, let's begin. Surrounding San Luis Potosí, you will find Durango. The #1 attraction here is the mining tunnel, the cable railway, the Baluarte Bridge, which is located right on the highest peak of the place, known as the Devil's Backbone, in the heart of the Sierra Madre Oriental mountain range, and the historical center, which resembles a scenery just like the Wild West. The next stop is Aguascalientes, where you must see the San Marcos Temple and Gardens, the former and the antique Ojo Caliente Baths, the Bull Ring, the Jose Guadalupe Posada Museum, and its antique train station. Moving on to Zacatecas, this is a place famous for its mining industry, a fact that is revealed in every nook and cranny of the place, featuring a magnificent cathedral of exceptional Baroque style and beauty, as well as the Bufajillo, an archaeology site called La Quemada, a pueblo mágico called Jerez, and a great selection of incredible museums. In Guanajuato, you can visit the Atotonilco Sanctuary in San Miguel de Allende, the former San Agustin Convent in Yuriria, explore the underground streets of the historical center, and the Pueblo Mágico Mineral de Pozos. Guanajuato also offers a wine and tequila route. Michoacán, whose serene and enchanting beauty will blow your senses. Its historical center overflows with magic, revealing the natural and dazzling lakes of Pátzcuaro and Siragüen, as well as the exquisite traditional gastronomy of the place. You can also discover San Juan Parangaricutiro, an incredible town nearby whose richness is reflected upon local chants from the traditional Purépecha civilization. Querétaro takes us by the hand and across fascinating places, like the Franciscan roots in Jalpan, the haciendas of San Juan del Río and Tequisquiapan, the immaculate beauty of the Peña de Bernal, a cheese and wine route, and to finish off this wonderful journey, we suggest you to take a few minutes to visit the historical center of the city capital. Mexico's colonial treasures are filled with magic, charm, and astonishment. They reveal cultural and natural spaces that amaze and awe every visitor. There are several treasures to be discovered which will seduce your senses and will always give us more than to expect. Discover the colonial treasures of Mexico. Germany is the world leader in solar energy. It produces more than 10,000 megawatts per year, and its goal is to generate 100% of its power sustainably by 2050. Similarly, the Mexican government expects that in 2024, 35% of the electricity generated in the country will come from clean sources, such as solar power. But maybe this goal is not too far off. Some days ago, Lighting Science Group, a leading company in indoor and outdoor architectural lighting solutions, and BHP Energy Mexico announced a new partnership for the pilot project of installing new free-lit solar lamps along the streets of Mexico City. The beginning of this project considers the installation of 500 units of this system in the most remote and rural outskirts of this megalopolis, areas which have yet to be provided with power from the main grid. The luminaries have an integrated solar panel and a self-learning system to automatically adapt to an operating environment. Each one of these solar lamps has the capacity to provide a minimum of 120 lumens per watt, which will help to optimize the use of the battery that is installed inside. This means that it can illuminate a determined area for extensive periods of time. But before this project, there was Izamal, this little town in the state of Yucatan, in collaboration with renewable tech firm Martifer Solar, implemented a sustainable public lighting program called Proyecto Girasol, which means the Sunflower Project. Izamal's government has provided 10,000 square meters of land in which Martifer will construct a solar power plant with 4,860 polycrystalline modules, all of which will have a production capacity of 2.1 gigawatt hour per year. This energy will supply the LED lighting lamps, which are to be installed around the town and the municipal buildings. This is great news for the town, which will be saving the annual consumption of energy of 4,509 people. But what does the little improvement mean to the world? Basically, it means that 955 tons of carbon dioxide will be not produced per year. And cenotes are natural formations that amaze the world for several reasons. The word cenote comes from the Mayan words sonot, meaning the English depth and profundities. These fascinating natural elements have come to be thanks to a very particular phenomenon. The grounds of the Yucatan Peninsula absorb rainwater, which nestles right beneath the surface and erodes away into surrounding walls, creating a series of underground caverns. Once the chambers of these caverns are eroded, they create mystical cenotes. For the ancient Maya civilization, cenotes were thought to be gates to the underworld called Xibalbá, where the gods of the Maya hell would inhabit. This is why these natural formations were considered sacred and used commonly to carry out sacrifices and religious ceremonies. Hundreds of vestiges have been discovered in cenotes, such as human bones, offerings, and more. Cenotes are divided in 4 categories: open, semi-open, ancient, and cavern. The open cenote has the characteristic of having a cylindrical shape and formation. One can fully appreciate in its high wall in the native flora and fauna of the place. These cenotes are perfect for adventure sports like rappel. Semi-open cenotes are mainly covered with rocky formation and only have a small opening in its chambers, which is the one that allows people to have access to them. They have pristine and crystalline waters and also present stalactites and stalagmites, which are home to bats. They present small breathing formations that allow natural light to flow in and out, creating a fascinating and natural view. Antique cenotes are sometimes confused with lagoons, since they are completely exposed and nestled within the depths of the jungle. Some of them even give way to the formation of islets in the middle of their surface. These attributes make them the perfect for ziplines. Cavern cenotes tend to be the most mysterious and enigmatic of them all. Ceremonies and Maya sacrifices would take place in them. They tend to extend over a broad surface for many kilometers, reason why they are perfect for deep cave scuba diving. These also tend to be connected with other caves, caverns, and cenotes. Part of the great adventure when one visits Riviera Maya is encountering and discovering these fascinating natural formations called cenotes, where you may carry out a series of activities and explore a brand new world. We'll be right back with more information after these brief messages.